Glenn Maxwell's hitting the ball better than ever. Do you sense a big score is around the corner in a really important game?
Do you hope it is?
Objectively.
We always hope. We love what Maxi brings to the group. He hasn't got the runs he probably would have liked this World Cup, but we love what he brings to the group. He brings energy to every contest, and whether it's his fielding, whether he's bowling, whether it's in the change room, but also that something that distinguishes Maxi from everyone else is his incredible strike rate. Yeah. So because of that, and I've talked about him publicly for a while, his average is 30 compared to Virat Kohli, who's 60. Virat Kohli's a great player, but what Maxi brings to us because of that strike rate gives him something different than most players in the world, actually. So of course we're hoping he has a match-winning innings somewhere. It'll be great for him, it'll be great for the team, more importantly, but we're confident that he's doing a great job for us.
One more, if that's okay, Jerry. Andrew Simon said
I'm Justin, sorry.
Justin, Andrew Simon said yesterday, I was surprised with you that he might have a weakness against the short ball and he might have to sort that out. Is that a problem? Do you think that's a fair observation, or is that something he has to work on?
Oh yeah, well yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've talked, Maxi works really hard on that area. He has to work hard in that area. He's so good against spin bowling. He's so good against medium pace bowling. And you see it. I mean, it's obvious when he comes out to bat, they don't bowl much spin. They don't bowl much medium pace. They bring their quick bowlers back on generally. So that's he's aware of that, and he's working hard to remedy that.
There's Marcus story. Just that for you, Justin, with his form and his fitness.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a bowl today. He's been very good for us, particularly bowling at the death, and he gives us a really good balance in the side. So we're really aware of that. He's the same. We got him up to bat number 5 the other day. Regardless of the situation, it was actually, we didn't have to manufacture it because of the wickets that fell. So we were going to get him up early, try and get him some time in the middle. He started off well. He started off, one of the areas he knows he's been working on is having a bit more energy early in his innings. He came out, he played that cut shot over point straight away, played a good cover drive, and probably didn't grab the opportunity to spend more time in the middle. But he's a very important part of our team because of what he can bring. He's a brilliant fielder as well. But he, like Maxi, would obviously like to be getting some more runs. So we all love, as batsmen, having runs under your belt. There's nothing better than for your confidence. So he's working hard on it. He's worked hard with punter. He's working hard. We're hopeful he has another match-winning or match-turning innings in the next couple of games.
How important is this game, Justin? Because a lot of people look at it and say, final spot already set. South Africa can't make the final, but do you look at it as the advantage of coming first? You play 4th, you stay in Manchester, and also if you do win the semi-final, it gives you 5 days turnaround into the final as opposed to 3.
More importantly, it's just about maintaining the momentum of winning. That's really important for us. So, and for this game, I think Jez said that some people say it's a dead rubber. There's nothing dead about it. We talked about it, Sam, the last 2 press conferences, how important. There's no way we'll ever get complacent, not with what's happened the last 12 months or so. We're playing good cricket, so we want to continue the momentum of winning going forward. We want to make sure we get our combination right for the first semi-final or the second semi-final, whatever it's going to be. So who we play in the final doesn't bother us because the semi-final, like in any competition, is often the hardest game. So we're going to have to be up for it, but we'll just keep preparing really well to win this game against South Africa if we can, and then hopefully keep that momentum moving forward.
Julian, you say you want to keep that winning momentum going, so on that basis you've got no plans then presumably to rest your strike bowlers? No
chance, no. And they don't want to do that. They're in, we've had 5 or 6 days off, they've had a little bit of a deload period. And they're playing well, and like all batsmen, a bowler, when you're bowling well, you want to keep going. So I'm sure. Well, I know that Mitch and Pat definitely don't want to miss this game. They're in good nick, and they'll be looking to keep going this game as well.
How's David Warner? Has he had much sleep this week? And also, just him and Steve Smith. Do you think there'll be any extra nerves or a different approach to this game, given it's the first time we're playing South Africa since Cape Town?
Oh no, I don't think so. I think that they've got a good taste of what they were going to expect from the moment we turned up in England. This game's significant for a lot of our players, but we've just got to take all the emotion out of it. We're here to get 2 points. We're here to beat them on skill. We've done it really well throughout this tournament, and there's no difference between South Africa or England or Afghanistan or West Indies. We're here to take the 2 points, keep the winning momentum going forward, and for those guys, this is just another exciting game of World Cup cricket for them. They're loving it. They're cherishing this World Cup. They're cherishing playing cricket for Australia again. They're both playing really well. Davey's he's back with us now. He had a couple of nights. It was fantastic to see his new little daughter enter the world. That's worked out brilliantly. He's really upbeat. You guys can see it. You see it in his body language. He's smiling. He's playing well. He's super fit. He can't wait to play on Saturday.
Has he had any sleep?
Oh, you'd have to ask him. He looks pretty fresh to me. So, like I say, you see him running around today. He walked into the change room with a big, I haven't been back to Old Trafford for a long time. How good is this change room? He's like a little kid, He can't wait to play. So, he'll be very well prepared for this game.
Justin, you've spoken all tournament, I guess, about matchups and versatility being a strength. When it comes to selection for the semi-final and potentially the final, does that change? Does your approach to selection change at all in terms of...
Exactly the same.
If it comes to a World Cup final, it comes down to conditions and matchups with that team?
Absolutely. The opposition we play, same for the semi-final, where we play. It's worked well, hasn't it? So, and it's actually makes sense. That'd be, again, you take all the emotion out of it, and that's really hard. I mean, having been in the shoes of the guys who are on the bench, it's so hard. I mean, I spent probably my first 5 years doing it, so I've got a lot of empathy for them. They're doing a really good job. They're staying ready. But when it comes to all games for Australia, you've got to, as well as you can, take the emotion out of it and pick the best matchups, the best team to win that game. I think we've done it well so far, and we'll continue to do that for this game on Saturday.
And just on Marcus, if you have another idea, just in terms of his bowling, like how's he kind of gone physically since suffering cyclone and coming back? Like is he at 100% bowling wise?
Yeah, he didn't have to bowl much in the last game, and because it was a used wicket, he's had to bowl some cutters, so and he only bowled a couple of overs, so we'll see how he goes today. But he's done a really good job with the ball for us, I think, throughout the tournament, and hopefully he'll continue to do that.
You spoke about how this is just another game, and obviously what happened in Cape Town adds some significance, but from the South Africans looking in, it's quite frustrating for a lot of fans looking at Australia who just seem to turn it on, that you can come through something like that and be potential winners. What is that secret sauce that Australia seem to have come World Cup time? What is it that just kind of clicks you guys into gear?
Well, for one, to get to this point, it's taken a lot of hard work from where we came from Cape Town. I mean, Australian cricket went through, it was one of the great crises in Australian cricket. A lot of heartache, it's taken a lot of pain, and it's taken a lot of hard work to get to this point. But when it came to the World Cup, we talked about a lot of it comes to the depth of talent we have. We talked about when Steve and David come back, we want to make sure we've built a really strong team so they come in seamlessly, and we did that towards the back end of the summer. We got great momentum throughout India in the T20 and the one days. Then UAE, we built up really good momentum, and to have them come back was a great bonus for us. So I've talked for a long time about the formula which works for Australian cricket. We know how to play one-day cricket, and all history says that. So we had to keep believing that and backing that process. And so far it's worked pretty well for this tournament. There was a lot of critics throughout that 12 months. But we've shown that if we play the Australian way of playing, whether it's in our fielding, whether it's the way we set up our batting, whether it's the way we get our matchups right, then we usually have pretty good success. So it's a proven formula, and we had to trust it, and we are trusting it.
And is there just extra motivation? You say that you're treating that like another game, but surely there is some significance in getting one over South Africa. A guy like maybe beating Rabada or Faf, got that 100 in Joburg after the events of Cape Town, nothing like that?
No, no. I think if you bring emotion to the game, you obviously have different motivations, but you try and bring emotion into the game. We've had enough emotion in Australian cricket in the last 12 months to last us a lifetime. So And we know that there'll be different motivations for different people. I can't talk for them. The motivation for us for this game is to get 2 points and end up on top of the World Cup. If we were to, of the World Cup table, if we were able to do that after what's happened in the last 12 months, to come to the World Cup and end up first, it just shows a great turnaround in Australian cricket, and that's something that we want to keep priding ourselves on. We talked about making Australians proud of us back home. Hopefully we're doing that. We talked about earning respect again from other countries. Hopefully we're doing that, not just by the way we're playing our cricket, but also by the way we're going about our business on and off the cricket field. We knew we had to do that. Hopefully we're doing that. And it's nice to win games of cricket, but it's more to us than just that. The way we're going about our business, hopefully we're doing it the right way.
Justin, you've proved right in terms of the fact that the scores in this tournament have been, haven't been as high as being in bilateral series one days. Just with the way the pitches are you slightly concerned the toss is becoming awfully important? Because it looks like you bat first, you get a score, and then chasing is really difficult now.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do more with the pressure of the World Cup and some of the oppositions than... the only one that I'd say probably yesterday, watching that game, England got off to a flyer and then it seemed to, at the back end, got slower and hard to bat on. Yeah. So that's probably the only one throughout the whole tournament. We've watched a lot of cricket, obviously, where it seemed to have some sort of effect. I think more of it has to do with... I've said for 25 years, the hardest thing in the world is hitting the winning run, because your mind starts getting distracted by the future and not concentrating on the process of playing. So probably more the pressure of the game and the pressure of the World Cup and how tight it's been such a hectic schedule, than the wickets. I've actually loved this World Cup because it's had a little bit, that leg spin hasn't had a bigger impact. We've seen leg spin have a huge impact on international cricket for probably the last 4 years. It hasn't had as big an impact on these wickets. So that's been interesting to me. The pace bowlers have had more of an impact than the spinners. Maybe I don't think it's had so much to do with the wickets as it has to the pressure of the game.
Thank you.
Justin, have you enjoyed in some weird way coming to this tournament as an underdog? Because it's not something you've had in your career, at least an international level as a player. But coming to this tournament, obviously Australia were considered an outsider, and England and India were where everyone was talking about.
I might have mentioned to you guys Kumar Sangakkara as the ICC president. He came and addressed all the teams when we were in Hampshire, and he made a really good point to all of us. And he probably doesn't even know he said this. He probably can't remember he said it. He said, "I've got a feeling this World Cup means more to you guys than just the trophy." I think he's right. And I think, when we came into this World Cup, there's a lot of talk about how we'd been playing. There's a lot of talk about what had happened in South Africa. There's been a lot of talk. India and England were flying in one-day cricket. South Africa were flying and going really well in one-day cricket. So in a lot of ways, it was nice to come in a bit under the radar. And I think in a lot of ways, we've played a lot of this tournament a bit under the radar. So New Zealand did it brilliantly at the start of the tournament, and we've just gone about our business. And that's how we should play our cricket. Hopefully, we talk about humility as one of our values, and we don't just say it because it's a word on the wall, or it's not corporate speak. We actually believe it. So hopefully we're just going about our business, and it works well so far.
Sammy?
I'm sure all the players' minds are locked on Saturday, but as a coaching group, given the tight turnaround potentially to a semi, do the coaches devote any time in the lead up to Saturday to having a look at likely semi-final opponent and how you might be able to...
Absolutely, we've been, but we've also had good practice over the last 6 weeks, because in the first 5 or 6 weeks, whatever it is, because in the first part of our tournament we played 4 games in 9 days or whatever, so we're actually always, I was halfway through a game and looking to the matchups and the next team, so and so we've had good practice at it, and we've got a good formula that's working with our team meetings, we've got a good formula that's working with our coaches meetings, we've got the selections, all that sort of stuff, so we're pretty well versed in it, and it makes it really interesting though, doesn't it, because India are playing in the morning of our game. No one will know the outcome of the semi-finals until the very last balls bowled of the last game, so it's going to be tight on Sunday night or Monday morning, but again, we've had a really good build-up from it, from just purely from the way this tournament's been scheduled.
What's the first thing you look at?
Say that again?
What's the first thing you look at when you just say potentially it's New Zealand? What's the first thing you would discuss?
Again, a bit hypothetical because we don't know who we're going to play yet. But we'll, obviously, the first thing we'll look at who we're going to play, and then we'll have we'll then look back on what worked, what didn't work.
Yeah.
We'll work out what our best matchups are going to be, and then we'll work out what venue we're playing here or Edgbaston. That's just all part of the process of trying to get the 2 points, or in that instance, trying to win the semi-final.
Thanks, Al.
Just what was you mentioned people saying Carter before. What was his role? Like, what was he in the dressing rooms there in the first place?
I came at the very start, I think, to address. It was when, at the very start of every tournament when they have the integrity presentation and the induction, basically the induction. And he just came in, and he's obviously a ripping bloke, great cricket person, very articulate. And he just addressed. I'm sure he addressed every country in his new role. And like I say, he probably wouldn't even remember saying it to us, but it certainly went straight into my journal, and it certainly it struck a chord with us. So,
Thanks, everyone.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.